It's another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. We're going to be talking a little bit about Tiger's car crash. It was a little bit past our recording last week, so we'll go into that. We'll talk about Colin's win at the WGC Workday at the concession. And we'll also talk a little bit about the Arnold Palmer Invitational with some DFS and betting picks heading into this week. So let's get into it. I don't know why I just called him Colin, not Colin Morikawa, but whatever.
People know.
I guess we're on first name basis.
You're on first name basis with them.
Yeah, so let's get inside the ropes. Right off the bat, this always happens to us. The biggest breaking news happens right after we record the podcast. But this week we're recording on Tuesday, so hopefully we haven't missed anything.
Yeah, I gotta open up Bleacher Report and go to golf and just keep refreshing because something's gonna happen.
That's what I was doing.
That's what I said yesterday. Oh yeah, like Colin Morikawa is gonna retire today and like become a doctor and just stop playing golf, and that's gonna be the big news of the day.
I remember, I don't even know. I was like, I had my phone down. I was in like my law class, and then I like flipped my phone over, and I just have like 20 new messages within like 10 minutes, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
what happened? Somebody died?
I was saying at lunch, I just finished playing golf with my friends, and we were all at lunch just like chilling. Like we just got our food probably, I think. And then my friend says he's like, Tiger was in a car crash. And we're like what? And like we go to Twitter and like we see the statement from like Schefter and like we see the picture. We're like, oh my God. Like we're all of us are freaking out. We're like, he might never play again. Like, is he like gonna like what happened? Like we were all scared. He was also like could have been like intoxicated or something like that. Or,
yeah,
like that scared me. But I mean, it was also 7 a.m. So I didn't think
just the way that like the news and like all the sports channels and stuff were covering it. It had like big Kobe Bryant vibes, like from last year.
Oh no, it definitely did. If he like if something worse happened, like it would have been. I mean, it already was Kobe Bryant vibes, but it would have been like the story of the year probably again.
Yeah,
just like Kobe last year.
Yeah, that was just like, I mean, I didn't really know what to think of it at first. I was just like,
nor did I.
I just kind of looked at it. I was like, huh. Like, I didn't really. I had no reaction. It was weird.
Like, yeah, I thought like maybe was it like his like one of his previous car crashes where like, it wasn't really that bad.
I also kept seeing that day like Dwayne Wade was posting a video of him and like Tiger on the golf course. I'm like, how would he get in a car crash at 7 a.m.? He was on the golf course, Dwayne Wade, but that was apparently the day before.
The day before, yeah. He was doing like some promo shoots.
Yeah, I think he was at Riviera.
Yeah.
Jeez. But
so,
do you think he's gonna play again? Is there a chance?
I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, those are some pretty.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, what they said, he had a shattered ankle and like
he's a rod in his leg now.
Yeah, a couple fractures in his leg and stuff. I don't know. That's pretty
compound in one, fracture in the other. So
I mean, I don't know if pro golf is gonna be it for a while. I think he'll be able to play golf. I'm sure he'll be able to play in the PNC Championship every year. Yeah. I'm sure that's something he's gonna want to do.
Honestly, as long as he'll be able to play with us, like as long as we'll be able to play with like Charlie and everything.
Yeah.
And like,
if he's able to play in that next year, it's gonna be like the most televised. Like
that'll be really cool.
It'll be really fun. Cool Charlie Woods will be like in prime time.
Yeah.
Probably not, but like
whatever. Still. I mean, everybody like was saying like, don't doubt Tiger. Like he might come back and win.
Don't doubt him, but it's
absolutely not.
Oh no, I would not be surprised, but it's like if he's gonna come like. This is probably his most unlikely comeback, if anything.
Right. Yeah. Agree.
From everything else that's happened.
Which, whatever. At least this happened to him while he was, in his mid 40s and not like in his prime.
Yeah. Well, like something else that like the other things that happened in his prime.
I think whichever. I think Ben Hogan. I don't know if you heard that story where he had like a really bad car crash in like the middle of his career.
He came back
and he came back and won like 3 or 4 majors after it, and like they were saying he was never going to play golf again. So and like he didn't even have like modern like day like medicine and like surgeries and stuff. So
yeah, but he's also not competing against this day and age of golfers too.
Well,
when he comes back.
But...
So we'll see. Hopefully he comes back. I just want to see him play in like made like a major tournaments and compete again. Like I'd be happy if I saw that. If he didn't win one, I'd be okay. If you won one more tournament in general, I'd be okay with that too, just because that'd be breaking the record. But
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna win.
It's gonna be a long
three more
road.
majors.
If,
it'll
if
be
he
a
gets
long
back
road.
to that. So, and also, how about on Sunday? You saw a lot of the golfers wearing red. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was actually awesome.
I feel like a big storyline from that was that Scotty Scheffler's red shirt was like really ugly.
He was wearing the same shirt as Rory.
Yeah, they both.
Oh yeah, and like that was a ugly shirt.
Scheffler's shirt was super baggy too. I didn't like that at all.
Well, was it Tommy Fleetwood, Jason Day, and I think Tony Finau had like the mock turtlenecks.
That was
Tony Finau.
Cameron Champ wore the mock too.
Yeah, and Tony Finau walked in with like the backwards hat and like sunglasses.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was sick. Also,
that was really cool.
Cameron Champ, another guy who has like benefited off of the who's not of the week.
Yeah, true.
I'm pretty sure what he finished like
What did he finish last week?
30s or something. Like
I mean, whatever. It wasn't a huge field.
He made the cut, so that's.
Well, of course, T48. No, so really not the best.
T48. He's not back yet.
No. It's because he shot 5 over on Sunday, but so like
he couldn't deal with the Sunday red.
Also, we talk about Morikawa. His red shirt got like lost in like Memphis for Sunday.
Yeah, I think
he couldn't wear red, but so
the
Adidas red shirt. So we couldn't wear red on Sunday, so we decided just to play like Tiger on Sunday instead of
the Adidas guys. Adidas's package like got lost in the mail, I guess. And whatever. John Rahm usually wears pink on Sunday, so he was wearing pink, so that was kind of why.
Enough.
JT wore like a lighter shade of red too.
But yeah, so Adidas kind of messed up there, but
who's not of the week? Adidas golf.
Yeah, Adidas golf.
So let's talk a little bit about the actual tournament. I mean, I feel like people will underestimate how difficult the course was.
I agree.
It was at 18. The winning score was at 18 under, but
that course
because
was hard.
The weather just cooperated all weekend. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, some of those holes, like you saw some of like last day. I was watching most of the last day, and like there are some people who would shoot like 80 and then shoot 67 the next day. Like there's like some people would shoot super. Like DJ shot 77 and 76 2 days.
Cameron Smith on Saturday, he put 5 balls in the water throughout the day.
Yeah,
like the course, the score did not show how hard the course was, and like I think the 13th hole, the par 5, had more double bogeys than birdies, and it's a 533 yard par 5. Like that's absurd. How difficult that is.
I mean, put it into perspective. I think it was on Saturday, maybe Friday. Victor Hovland was playing like an unreal round. He gets to the 18th hole and he makes an 8. Like he was locked in too, and he probably makes an 8 out of nowhere.
At least tied it.
Yeah, he would have been at least tied if he made par on that.
I mean, whatever. He ended up going over.
He got in the lip of the bunker.
Yeah, he ended up going over the green, I think, and he was like in the fescue. So he like tried to hit out of that. Went into the bunker, was on the lip. He hit it back into the fescue. Then he did the same thing, but he hit shorter the green. And like this, we're on like shot like 6 now, and it was just like it was all over the place. He was playing tennis, kind of like sometimes we do that. It was nice to see a pro, one of the best ball strikers in the world.
Not a great short game guy though.
No, but like he was still playing tennis.
He's unreal. I mean, I feel like he's. I mean, like I don't want to talk about on Victor Hovland, but I feel like he's like a little overvalued this week.
He is.
Maybe.
No,
we'll get into it.
He definitely is. The fact he is better, he has the same odds as Bryson, like this, like to win.
I guess. Who's hot of the week?
Yeah, true. But one more thing about the course, it's like you'll see it this week too at Bay Hill. Like depending on the weather, it can literally like you can shoot. The winner will be like 20 under there, or last year they were like 4 under.
Yeah.
So it's just like the same thing. Say the weather was like bad this weekend at the concession. I'm sure you would have seen like a 2 under, 3, 4 score. But I hope they get another tournament.
I'm also just thinking, Colin Morikawa might start to become a Jack Nicklaus course horse. He won the Workday Charity Open this year, which was at the Memorial
and the Workday.
Yeah.
Oh, he's won 2 Workdays.
Guy. Yeah.
Call him
and
Louis
two Jack Nicklaus courses. So
wait, Workday's not the same thing as UPS, is it? UPS uses Workday, I think maybe.
Workday is like their own entity.
But UPS, it's like that's their big client. So like,
yeah,
whatever, irrelevant. But yeah. So what else do we want to talk about? I mean, like Colin Morikawa, just in general, I want to say, like, into this week we were wondering who was going to do well at this course because like there's no course history. But like, of course, it was Colin Morikawa, who's just like all around, just solid.
I mean, that's just kind of how it was going to be.
Just great iron player too. Like that's where you just need to clearly just need to be a great iron player and have the putter. I think he changed his putter grip too in the beginning of the week. Yeah, because like he also used putter became hot. Yeah, he used the claw. But like
that was new this year.
This year, okay. But like the putter, like his irons are always great. He hits decent, good drives, like good enough drives. And if he gets in the green, his putter's hot. Like he's gonna. Like he can beat anyone probably.
I mean, yeah. For future reference, let's look.
Hitting greens and putting.
I mean, for future reference, for tournaments that don't have any course history, looking at the people who finished kind of near the top: Colin Morikawa, Victor Hovland, Billy Horschel, Brooks Koepka, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Webb Simpson, and then like Louis Oosthuizen and Patrick Reed. Like those are just all like good all around like solid golfers. Like they good ball strikers and they hit a lot of greens. Like that's just kind of the way you got to go.
It kind of reminds me of like the PGA because that was really the last course we had like that was like we didn't really know, or I guess the US Open went for it too, but like the PGA was like one of those courses where we didn't really know what like history would tell us. And like Koepka played well, Sky Scheffler played well, Morikawa obviously won.
Yeah, we'll have to take that into account.
Yeah,
I mean, like outside of
big stage too,
outside of like Jason Kokrak, who I think finished like T9. Like all the names up there are like people you'd expect to.
Yeah, I mean it is WGC too. Yeah,
but still, like even the guys that you would expect to finish near the bottom kind of finish near the bottom. I mean, I feel bad for Matthew Wolff who went out and shot 11 over on the first day, and it was like there's no point in this, and just withdrew. Yeah. So.
What happened to Cantlay? Didn't Cantlay withdraw too?
He withdrew. He had like.
Oh, I want to talk about this.
I didn't even know this happened, honestly.
Me and my roommate had Patrick Cantlay in our DraftKings lineups, and our DraftKings lineups were so good. But Patrick Cantlay, we wake up on Thursday morning, like we didn't really check our lineups. He withdraws because he has a stomach ache. My guy's stomach hurt.
I don't know. Must have ate something
like
bad
dehydrated or something. Yeah, it was just like, come on.
I mean, in this day and age, with the whole COVID thing, like anything could be like a COVID scare, and it's just like it's not worth it. So
it was just so annoying.
I don't mind.
It was like that's just
hold him out and get him on the pod and talk about it.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I think this is a tournament that Patrick Cantlay could have won. He would have been
easily.
Right up there.
He definitely could have. It's like just ball striker, like just hit good iron shots, and he probably could have won this tournament.
Yeah. Let's move into who's hot, who's not. Who's hot? Cheek kind of mentioned this earlier. It's Victor Hovland.
Yeah,
he's not only hot, he's like, flaming hot. Like in his last 7 starts, including like on the European Tour, T2, T5, T6, T2. Then he has like an outlier T31, T3, and first. So he's been top T31. I don't know. He's been top. I think maybe the Farmers. He's been top.
Right, but he was like in that tournament. He just like had a bad last day.
Oh no, he finished second in the Farmers at American Express.
Oh right.
Yeah, American Express.
Okay.
Smaller tournament.
Yeah. Kind of an irrelevant tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like even when you're off T31.
Yeah, I mean he's just been amazing.
But he can't win again though. Or actually, he can't win again.
Well, he did win.
As long as he wins, it doesn't win in the U.S. But
if this tournament was in if this tournament was in Mexico, he would have won. Like
he would have won if it was in Mexico. Yeah. That 8th hole is just because of the Puerto Rico curse, or the 18th hole the other day was part of the Puerto Rico curse.
I mean, speaking of the Puerto Rican curse, I mean, we can say who's not, but like also Brandon Grace is who's not.
Well, Brandon Grace.
We'll get into that for people's champ. We'll get into that next.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. We keep spoiling it.
Well, Hovland, I think everyone was like Hovland and Wolff are going to be the guys still, and Morikawa is obviously the guy, but Hovland's making sure that we don't forget about him. It's like, okay, he's like still like I think he's better than
still
Wolff.
Morikawa,
It's
Morikawa, Hovland, Wolf.
Yes, it's Morikawa,
Yeah.
Hovland, Wolf, and like Sung J.M. and like Neiman are right there too. Was like young
Sung J.M.
guys.
and Neiman are both on top of Wolf. I mean,
right now.
You can say who's not right now, but my who's not is like Matthew Wolf. The guy shot a 83 and withdrew from the tournament, and like he just is awful now.
He's
the guy has no short game right now too. Like it's actually insane. Like he gets like within 50 yards and he can't hit it like anywhere close, which is
like I remember the farmers. He was like sculling bunker shots and everything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, another who's not is Harris English. I mean, he won the Tournament of Champions a while back, but since then he has T31, a cut, and then this week he was 66th in a 72-man field. So
God, it seems like forever ago he won the Tournament of Champions.
So watch out for him this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy how you could go from winning like a tournament with such a great field and then kind of be nowhere after that. So
yeah, that is maybe a nice little Century Tournament Champions curse.
Ooh,
maybe.
JT's not playing well right now.
Xander hasn't won since then. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we might have uncovered something.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's move into People's Champ of the Week.
Yeah, so People's Champ of the Week. I watched the end of this tournament, the Puerto Rico Open, and Brandon Grace ended up winning the Puerto Rico Open. And he actually won the Puerto Rico Open only 1 month after his father passed away from COVID-19. So he was a little emotional there at the end. And the way he won this tournament, Johnny Vegas had the lead, who I picked this week. And he closed out. He chipped in from a bunker on 17 for eagle. And then he birdied 18 to win. So, I mean, that's just like he was like, that's insane that he got an eagle on 17 and like ended up getting the win.
He was saying like his dad always told him to play aggressive, and I would say eagle birdie to finish off.
That plays.
I mean, I thought I had the dub. Johnny Vegas. I made the
odds
post and I made the Instagram, and I was ready to boast that we had another winner, even though it was the Puerto Rico Open. But good for Brandon Grace. But also not good for Brandon Grace.
Good for him. Yeah.
Because he's never won in America.
Good for him for winning now when after his dad died, which I think is really cool. But like, sorry in advance for not winning the rest of your career just because.
Which whatever. He's a guy that plays on the European tour quite a bit. So
yes, so he can win.
He'll win over there.
He'll win over there. He'll be okay.
Which whatever. Yeah. I mean, I was looking at Brandon Grace. Like he was pretty good a couple years ago, and he's kind of fallen off a little bit to the point where he's playing in the Puerto Rico Open. So
I remember I first heard about him when he was competing with Jordan and DJ at the U.S. Open, like at Chambers Bay, like 2016. And then like he kind of like was he would linger around like on tour for a couple of years, and then like I just haven't heard much from him since. I think was he on the President's Cup team last year?
He might have been. I think he's got a couple of PGA Tour wins.
He has it before.
I think he has three now. So I don't know. It's just he's fallen off a little bit. So it's good to get a win for him.
Of course, especially during this time for him as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's stat of the week. I was gonna move into skins, but let's go with the stat of the week first.
Yeah. So I saw this on the broadcast. I'm sure you guys did too. Colin Morikawa is only the second person to win a major and a WGC before the age of 25. And I bet you could guess who the other player is. Tiger Woods. So he's in pretty good company there.
I wonder how many times he did it too. I wonder how many times Tiger did that.
Yeah.
Like separately. Like I wonder how many times he did. I wonder how many times he won a major and WGC separately before the age of 25.
When did WGC start? Like when was the first time they played a WGC?
That's a good point because it definitely wasn't like a long time.
I mean, no, it wasn't like Jack would probably won one.
So 1999 is the first time they played a WGC.
Like right when Tiger.
Yeah,
right when Tiger was.
1999.
Was that his first major? Was that Tiger's first major or first just like debut?
Maybe, I don't know. He has the.
No, it wasn't his debut. Tiger Woods.
Tiger has the tournament record of to par at 25 under in a WGC.
Tiger won
2002.
Tiger won a major in 1997. I don't know how old he was then, but that was his first major.
So Tiger won the 5 of the first seven WGCs.
Okay, that answers our question.
The first 7. That
Wait,
is
where was
unbelievable.
the 25 under event?
I don't know. I think I just says like tournament record here, and obviously it has like concession in and stuff like that. It might be the WGC Mexico, maybe.
25 under.
Oh wait, that didn't that was
no, he won at the
2017.
American Express.
Yeah,
he won at the American Express by only one shot.
But so he won the first 7 events of WGC. That's crazy.
Yeah, he won.
That just goes to show we're like, oh, DJ's plus 550 this week. That's crazy. And then we're like, no, I saw on Twitter somewhere. I finally figured it out. Like I saw that Tiger was like minus 130 going into some weeks.
Yeah,
I finally found the stat. I was like, I feel like it was really hard to find, but like Tiger was legit minus 130 going into like multiple events.
He won He won twice in 1999, won 2001, won 2001, 2002, 2 in 2003. Like he won one pretty much every year he was like playing.
Yeah, 2005, 2006, 2007. And then he didn't win one
2008,
2013, I think.
The 2008.
Well, why do you think?
He won the match. Yeah, why do you think that, Jake? But the 2008 match play, he won the final match over Stuart Sink 8-7.
That's crazy.
2008.
I'm excited for the match play.
The match play is awesome. I love watching the match play.
2 weeks from now, I think.
Match play is so much fun
I need like a Brooks Koepka, like Bryson DeChambeau match or something.
So sick. I mean, I'm sure
give me a group stage match.
Yeah, maybe a Xander Schauffele, Patrick Reed.
We'll do par 3 of matches you want to see in like in a match play.
Yes. Okay.
Like that week or something. That. Yeah, that'll be good.
When is this?
But in the meantime, let's get into skins with the course preview from Jeek. But first, let's get a little word from Roback. You probably noticed us wearing some new Roback merch over the past few episodes, whether it was the hat both me and Jeek are wearing right now. Trevor has one as well. A pullover or a collared shirt. We're partnering with Roback in 2021, and we couldn't be more excited. So head to the link in our bio, add the Roback merch you want, and you'll get 15% off just by using the link. So enjoy and crave activity.
All right, skins. So this week we have the Arnold Palmer Invitational playing at Bay Hill, par 72, 74-19. The course actually played pretty hard last year. I think Tyrrell Hatton won at -4, which is kind of an outlier. It's usually around 12, 11, sometimes 18.
It really just depends on the weather.
Yeah, it does. I mean, this is a relatively toughish course. I mean, you got some very high rough when they come and play here, and there's a lot of water. And because of the water and like the dog legs, the course probably plays longer than its actual distance. And many players will be laying up in order to just like stay dry. Like the par 5-6 hole is pretty eagleable, but it's also could yield a high score, kind of like a high risk reward. And you'll have pretty lightning fast greens once again, probably not as fast as last week, but still pretty fast. Just important stats, strokes gain approach is a good one. And as we said last year when we previewed this tournament, proximity from 200 plus is probably the most important stat this week. About a third of the approaches come from over 200 yards because of these layups. And the same thing of par 3s gain 200 to 225. The par 3s average about 215 yards. So you have some pretty long par 3s this week. And just previous winners, Tyrrell Hatton won last year, Molinari, McIlroy, Leishman, and Jason Day.
What you see there with those 5 winners is like they all have that similar like they play well on tough courses, like type
ball
of
striking.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'll see that this week with a bunch of guys that we'll probably talk about.
Are we gonna see Bryson drive the green on the 6th hole? Drive over the water.
I mean, he'll go for it.
He just might. I
wouldn't be surprised.
Whichever. Bryson hasn't been too hot lately, but
no.
He's getting there though. He had a good weekend after a really bad Thursday.
Yeah, he did. He had usually one of those things where it's like he had a terrible day and like a sick day the next day or a better day.
Well, he broke the course record.
Yeah, and then Colin Morikawa tied it. Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, let's move into DraftKings. Let's go Trev, Jeek, me.
Okay. I love my picks this week. So I'll go with my first pick, Sam Burns at 8,400. I think he has crazy value for his stats. He's 10th in total strokes gained, 18th in strokes gained off a tee, 16th strokes gained putting, 28th in strokes gained approach. Just finished third at the Genesis, where he basically was winning the whole weekend until final 9 holes. And he's never missed a cut here. So he's, even at 8,400, like you'd look for guys like Pat said, like if all your guys make the cut, like you're going to win money. And I think it's a pretty good bet for with his stats and his form as well to make the cut and do pretty well, even compete, I think, too.
Beyond the Genesis, I'm pretty sure he finished like really well at Pebble too, and he's just like overall playing really well recently.
Yeah, he's been pretty good and good value at that number.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Louis Oosthuizen at 8,800. He hasn't had a lot of recent success at the Arnold Palmer, but he has played well in the past. He's third in strokes gained putting this year. He's actually been unreal on the greens lately. That's kind of why he's been finishing so well. In his last 2 events in the U.S., he's finished in the top 11. I think he had a T5 this week. So I'm just going to ride the hot hands. He's a pretty steady player, kind of similar to some of the winners that we saw the last couple of years. So I'm going to go with him.
Yeah. And then my 2 guys are both like, they're both in the DraftKings lineup I put together this week, but they're not like the high guys. I went more with like the mid and low for my picks this week on the pod. So first one's Kevin Na at 8,000. He's been playing actually like, I feel like really good golf recently, like under the radar. I mean, he just finished 11 this week. And he's up there in the guys who have gained the most strokes this tourney. I think he was like 4th or 5th, I read. And obviously, like just based off of current form and the fact that he can putt pretty well, he drives ball accurately. I feel like he'll be able to, like, you know, not really blow up on a lot of holes. And then low pick, Brendan Todd, 7,300. I just like the value with this one. I know it's like a pretty like good field, so like a lot of guys like Brendan Todd will be lower, but I like him. He's not like a long driver, but obviously, like we say all the time, he's so accurate off the tee. And he's actually coming off a really hot weekend. I think he shot like a 74 on Thursday, and then he ended up finishing like T18. I think he shot like a 65 on Saturday or Sunday. So I'm liking Brendan Todd this week.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that we're trying to will into playing well because he's a very good pick at.
I want him on the
even when he's not.
I want him on the Ryder Cup team so bad.
Yeah. He could make it if he plays as well he did last year for sure.
That's a reach, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just want it.
Yeah. So my next pick, I'm gonna go with Harold Varner III. He's only 6,800 this week, but just kind of looking into the stats, he's 10th in par 3 efficiency from 200 to 225, and he's 19th in strokes gained approach this year, as well as 24th in proximity from 200 to 225. He's played in this event 3 times. He's made the cut 2 out of the 3 times. He hasn't had a lot of great recent results, but the stats are pretty good for him, and he's only 6,800, which is like very low value. So I'd look for a made cut. Maybe he could sneak into the top 20 at that value. That would be great. So Harold Varner III at 6,800.
So my guy, I'll go with 6,900, Matthew Nismith. Again, crazy value for his stats. 9th in strokes gained approach, 17th in strokes gained tee to green, 31st strokes gained total. He's top 20 in his last 3 events he's played, including T20 the Genesis, T16 Pebble, T7 in Phoenix. So I think he's, with his ability to strike the ball and his form as well, I think 6,900 is great value. Just like Cheek said with Varner, I think there's a guy you can put in like where like you're probably your lowest guy. He's a pretty good bet to make the cut as well.
Yeah. So let's get a little Beating the Bookie segment in before we give our best bets and winners. So right over to him.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Beating the Bookie, back on the Pin High Pod. I have 4 free plays for this week's Arnold Palmer Invitational, so let's get started. My first free play I like is on Sam Burns, minus 120, to defeat Cameron Tringale in a tournament matchup. Burns has been playing some great golf the last month, and I think he continues it this weekend. I like Sam Burns, minus 120 over Cameron Tringale. My second free play is a fade on possibly one of the most overrated golfers of our time. Ricky Fowler, plus 180 to miss the cut. Fowler's been struggling mightily the past year, and I don't think he finds his game at a course that played the hardest of any in the 2020 season, with only 4 golfers finishing under par. I think if his drive doesn't find the fairways, he'll be digging himself out of the deep stuff all week. So I like Fowler at plus 180 to miss the cut. My third free play is a top 20 finish for Hideki Matsuyama at plus 120. Hideki often plays the hardest courses in America the best, and his game has been very consistent the last month. So I like Hideki Matsuyama to finish in the top 20 at plus 120. You can even take him in the top 10 because I think he has a chance to finish in the top 5. My fourth and final free play won't be popular with many, but I'm taking Justin Rose to win this tournament at plus 7,000. I think Justin, if he finds fairways and his iron game is working, I think Justin has what it takes to take this thing down with a field that is very limited. So I'm taking Justin Rose at 70 to 1 to win this tournament. Those are my free plays. I hope we can cash them this weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, so another week where I lose out on the skin. Like, Jeek has 5, Trevor has 3, I have 0. I've won plenty of like my best bets,
which is
not the right
week. Yeah, not the right week.
So that's tough. I'll start with the best bets this and the winners this week since I went last in DraftKings. So last week we'll talk about it later, but Hatton T22, I had him top 20. That's just
that's tough.
But
yeah.
Paul Casey is plus 2,500. I was really like I was looking over this for a while yesterday because I was writing my Golf City Bets article and I couldn't like come up with who I wanted to pick to win. But he's really, really good tee to green, and he's also like super accurate off the tee for how long he drives the ball. I'm pretty sure he's like both 35th in driving accuracy and driving distance, or maybe like 37th in driving distance, which is like under the radar. You wouldn't expect Paul Casey to be like a big like driver of the ball. And he's coming off 2 top 10 finishes. I feel like he fits the mold of like a good ball striker winning this tournament, and I like the value. And then my best bet, Will Zalatoris, top 40, minus 143. I might as well
Pat.
What?
I see minus 162 on DraftKings book.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I put it in yesterday.
It's fine.
Really?
I mean, if it was minus 143 yesterday and it jumped up, then that's fine.
Well, let me see what it was in my article yesterday. I had it at minus 143.
Okay.
Does that count?
You know, if we would have recorded the podcast yesterday, so
yes,
true.
Yeah.
We would have.
I agree.
All
right.
So yeah. Anyway, he's like the big stat I'm looking at. I know Jeek said strokes gained like approach, but the one I'm looking at is like tee to green, and he's like literally Mr. Tee to green. I forget what he is in tee to green. He's let me look. I have it right here. He's 8th in tee to green, and he's 15th in driving distance. He's actually not great like accuracy wise, but he hit 71% of fairways last week, which is like really good. So I think he'll do well this week, and obviously come top 40. That's like one of our favorite bets.
He's actually like scary good. Like
it's weird.
We were kind of called him out on
PGA Tour member yet.
Yeah, we kind of called him out in the Corn Ferry Tour last year because I'm like, dude, like this guy finishes top 5 every week in the Corn Ferry Tour. We gotta bet it, and it's kind of become a thing. And then all of a sudden he gets over to the PGA Tour and he's like playing lights out. So
still doing it, yeah.
I'll go with my picks now. My winner, I'm gonna go with Jordan Spieth plus 3,000. Now this could go one of 2 ways. This could either be a terrible pick or this could be like the like best pick of the week.
I like it actually.
I mean, he took a week off last week, and he's ready to reload, I guess. His game's definitely not all the way back, and he does still struggle hitting the ball off the tee, which could be an issue this week because there's a ton of water. But if he plays it smart, lays up a little on a lot of holes and stuff like that, he could definitely be right in it. I could definitely see him doing that. He's actually never played in this event before. It's never really fit into his schedule.
That's strange that he's never played.
You don't really know.
Surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how he's gonna fare here, but I mean, he's been really hot. 2 out of his last 3 starts, he's had a Sunday lead, and he has 3 straight top 15s. So I feel like one of us has to pick him every week until he wins, and I'll be the guy this week.
I'm fine with that.
And then my best bet, I'm gonna go with Max Homa top 40 minus 134 as of yesterday. That's kind of good value for him in a top 40. I mean, he's finished in the top 25 in 6 of his last 7 starts. Hasn't missed a cut since the Masters. So top 40 is really realistic, and it's pretty good value there.
He's becoming the guy who's like extremely undervalued too. He's been playing great, and like
he's
his odds still
on top of
really
his,
low.
Yeah, this is probably the best that Max Homa has ever played.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So
well, he's like low key just like a winter golfer. I feel like because I feel like last year he was having like a similar stretch. Like not as good probably, but like very similar, like playing like really really well.
Yeah, he played well at the Genesis last year too.
I mean, whatever. Yeah. There's a lot of guys you could pick in the top 40 area. Like Pat obviously had Will Zalatoris, which is a pretty good one. And I just kind of went for the one that had the best value in the top 40.
All right, so my winner. Talk about guys who play good tough courses. I'll go with Matthew Fitzpatrick at plus 2,500. T5 and T11 his last 2 weeks. And he's had some good history here too. He's T9 last year and second the year before. He also has some good stats as well. He's 27th in strokes gained approach, 23rd strokes gained total, 20th strokes gained tee to green. So, and he literally says like he's always the guy who plays well in the best, like in the toughest conditions. I think he last year, or he shot 69 on Sunday this past week. Last year he in like one of the toughest rounds. I think he wasn't like one of the one or two players under par. Maybe with Hatton, I'm not sure exactly, but he loves when the conditions are tough. So I'll go with him at plus 2,500. My best bet. I love this best bet too. Francesco Molinari. I wish his odds were a little bit lower for top 40, just to be a little bit safer. But top 30 at minus 106. His top 10 in 3 of his last 4 starts. He's coming back to form. He's won here in 2019. There's 3 other top 10s here. And he's never finished worse than T34 and like 7 or 8 times playing at the Arnold Palmer. So talk about a course horse and talk about top 30 when he's finally playing better again. I think that's
exactly.
Easy,
he is playing really well.
Yeah, I think we called this out a couple of weeks ago that he's kind of coming back to form.
Yeah, and I was the one who said like that he kind of fell off, and you're both like, yeah, he's playing pretty well. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
and then now I'm gonna pick him. I think that's I love that bet too.
Now every time I put in a first round leader, it ends up being Trev's winner. But I'm gonna stick with it.
I never even see it, and then I just like I'm
that's
like
just purely
that's
coincidental.
Yeah,
it is purely
every time. Like literally every time I put in a first round leader, it's like exactly what Trev had as his winner. So we're gonna stick with it. Matthew Fitzpatrick plus 4,000. That's great odds for a first round leader. He was first round leader last week, I think. So that's definitely possible.
I could see it.
I'm gonna make a DraftKings lineup this week. I feel really good with the picks, the people that we have. Like
I made one last week. Justin Thomas kind of let me down a little bit. The rest of my lineup was pretty good, but Justin Thomas let me down.
Patrick can't make one.
Well, Puerto Rico
on Pat's hit list.
Yeah. Little Puerto Rico Open review. Will Gordon T27, Johnny Vegas solo second, and Patrick Rogers T30. So not bad.
Congrats to them. Congrats to them for being able to win on tour again.
Yeah, exactly.
In America,
Johnny Vegas had a little bit of a scare there. Obviously, I mean, he had
a little bit of a scare for Vegas.
Lead.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas should be happy with that. Still get some money from it.
We literally could have made a DraftKings lineup because like these guys weren't even that well that like highly valued. I bet like a
Vegas was
and they all did like decent.
Johnny Vegas was plus 4,800 to win, I think, and like that was the pick, and he finished in second, so not bad.
Yeah. So let's get in the clubhouse to finish off the episode. Bad beat of the week. Well, we said it a little bit earlier, but Hatton T22 for me in my top 20 bet. Not only was that bad, but so I had like that on the podcast as well as my bets article, but also my bets article I had Cameron Smith, who was for top 10, and he was T11.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a good Sunday. Like he played well the entire week, and then Sunday.
I saw he was leading at one point, and then just
I mean, he put five balls in the water on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
happens. And then Johnny Vegas, finishing in second, my winner pick last week. I mean, the way that he lost that tournament with a chip in eagle and then like a birdie out of the bunker on 18. I mean, that's tough.
Piss.
So for the segment we want to do this week to finish it off, we could do the random golfers of the week, but I also have a what did we do last week? The Guess Who? I have one of those.
You have one?
If we want to do that instead.
You didn't. So you guys didn't get it last week. And the field was only 72. I don't know what the field is this
No,
week.
no. I think this will be easier because I have a little thing on DraftKings Sportsbook where it divides by country, so then we can build it that way too. Which will be easier.
Gotta get into that.
Okay.
So we want to do that?
Honestly, this will go a lot. Yeah, 10 questions. This will go a lot quicker once we
know what questions to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it ready.
Is he American?
He is American.
Fuck.
That narrows it down so much.
Yeah. Has he won a major before?
He has not won a major before.
All right, doesn't really matter.
That just takes out
Duffner.
And like Jordan Speed,
couple of the
Patrick
big guys.
Reed,
Yeah.
It takes off guys who it definitely wasn't going to be.
Wait, it literally only takes out Jordan Speed and Patrick Reed and CJ.
I saw Duffner and I just thought he was something. Shoot. Has he won on tour before?
He has won on tour, and I'll tell you that he's won twice.
He's won twice on tour.
Damn, it sucks when it's American. Hold up. I have thought, but I need to Google it.
See, that's 3 questions for you guys.
Yeah. Hold on. It was a lot easier last week to come up with questions when he wasn't American.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How many wins on tour? 3. Okay, so it's not him. It's not Jim Herman.
It is not Jim Herman.
It's not Brent Snedeker.
Wow. Okay. This is a tough one.
I think I might know who it is.
It's deceptively not tough. That's just all I'll say. Like deceptively,
we'll go
should
for
be so
we
easy.
have 3 questions, right? Your last question was like last week. Is he short? So is he 5'9" or under?
Yes.
Okay.
4.
Did he play? Did he play last week in WGC?
I think he. No, he did not. No, he did not.
Okay, that narrows it down a little bit. Thinking about the short guys right now.
Short kings out there on the PGA Tour.
I like to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have a guy too, but
Chez Reavie.
Our guy.
That's who I had. If you didn't guess Chez Reavie, I was gonna ask, did he win the Travelers Championship?
Yeah. I saw he was in the list of Americans. I'm like he probably has a couple of tour wins. I saw he had 2. And I saw he didn't play last week. And I knew
that he was short.
I'm like, yep. I'm like, all right, this is.
I was gonna drag it.
I wanted to
drag it out a little bit. I was just gonna be like, did he win the Travelers? And then I was gonna ask, like, was he born on November 12th, like 1981?
I wanted to make it a little bit easier on you guys, and also just thought it would be fun if we picked Chez Reavie.
Yeah, I honestly had a feeling like there was a part of me that was like, what if we just picked Chez Reavie here?
If you're new to the podcast, because I feel like we haven't talked about it in a while. Chez Reavie's like our OG guy from like when we first started the podcast, like a year and a half ago.
If you're listening, and obviously he's listening.
If anybody knows Chez Reavie,
yeah, get him on the pod.
He's our
boy.
It's a shame COVID happened because we would have went to the Travelers and like gotten like 10 minutes with him, I think.
Yeah, we probably would have.
That'd have been awesome. So cool.
Yeah,
we can go this.
But anyway, anything else we want to cover inside the clubhouse?
I don't know. I'm kind of mad that you guessed it right away, Trev. I was gonna use the last 10 questions and just ask like super specific things.
Oh, who do we want to do for who's gonna make the cut or not this week?
Oh, that's a good question. Ricky Fowler? Is Ricky Fowler playing again?
He is. Ricky Fowler.
Because I feel like Jordan Speed's a safer bet, honestly.
I guess. Oh yeah.
Also, we low key we have the players next week.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of sick.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
That's pretty awesome. So.
All right. Will Ricky Fowler make the cut to finish off the episode? I'm going with no.
I'm going with no as well.
I'm looking at the field.
Actually, you know what? I'll go with yes.
I'm looking at the field. I'm going with yes this week.
I'll go. The field's not great. I'll go with yes.
All right. On that note, I guess we'll see you next week for, probably the 5th biggest tournament of the year.